partisan games need to stop, and we need to focus on getting people back to work and making the state more affordable.
And in all the years I've been down here, I've never seen a legislative branch completely move on its own, put together a budget not built on real numbers, with inflated revenues that don't take into account the reality of the surplus, and then expect it all to work out. You know, somebody has to backstop the buck, and that was this governor. And if there's going to be refinements going forward, it's got to be made in the context of the totality of everything that's been done. You know, I thought we turned the corner in the state in the last 18 months. Passed a sound budget last year with bipartisan support, put together a 2% property tax cap, no tax increases, did the pension and benefits reform, but the theater of the last 2 days was from the last decade.
And I think that the last 2 days of theater were nothing really more than trying to get glossy literature for the campaigns in November. I think as we get closer to November, you're going to see even more debate on a lot of these issues. But I think that, you know, in a perfect world, there were a lot of good programs that we could have voted for. But I think that you have to look at the numbers. And fiscal year 11 just closed out, and I think the treasurer's estimate was off by only $28 million from what he predicted the surplus would be. If the money was there, it's easy. The money's not there. And the fact that the Senate President would not even let us discuss the surplus issue tells you they're sensitive on that issue, and that's the problem. If we had the money, I think you would have had a lot more support.
Just because it's politically inconvenient doesn't mean that the Democratic majority doesn't need to abide by the Constitution. The surplus amount is the surplus amount. And instead of coming together to find a solution, yet again, we had another day of an attempt at partisan advantage that I think demeaned the institution, and again showed that we need to focus forward in making sure that the state is more affordable, that we can create jobs and opportunities for people, and we need to do it with a budget that is balanced. The budget was unbalanced when it was introduced by the Democratic majority. The governor very clearly on the Thursday before the budget was even introduced put out the revenue estimates.